Alright, so as many as y'all know, I was fighting a cutout issue for about a month, and it had me stumbled. And I finally figured out it was my two-step timing retard, LNC 2000, causing the issue. I looked online and LNC had a lot of bad reviews. This one had better reviews, MSD two-step. So I'm going to go with this. It's pretty easy to hook up. But first we'll go over the dials. This is 1,000 RPM, this is 100. So I've got this one set on 3. See the dot on the 3. And this one set on 5. That's 3,500 RPM. This is the 1,000, this is the 100. 3,500. So this is pretty easy to hook up. Now, there's a couple different, whoa, drop it and tear it up. That's a good idea. Now, manual cars can do this a little bit different, where when you hit the clutch, it comes up on the two-step. But this blue wire, it activates with the ground. So in my case, if I had the trans brake button going through a ground, then I would have it going through this also. That way when I push the button, it'd ground this out and the trans brake. But I got it going through a power. So 12 volts. So the white wire with blue stripe, there's a blue stripe on there. Yeah. That goes to the 12 volt. I got 12 volt going to the trans brake under the car, and then I got the solenoid just grounded to the body. And so we'll wire that in here. Also, the LNC had ridiculously long wires. This one does not. This is more manageable. The LNC, I guess they figured you was going to put it on the fender and run it all the way around the car and then back up. I don't know. I had it on the fender and then I ran it across the top. But this one's a lot smaller, so there's more places we could put it. I was thinking about just putting it right there so I could get to the dials easier, just like that. And then these two ends, it don't matter which one, they just interrupt right there. You take that plug it into this one, and you take this plug and plug it into your coils on both sides. And it don't matter which side goes to which, and that's pretty much it. But we'll get it hooked up and we'll see how it works. Something I did wish that they sent with this was a screwdriver to fit in those, man. I got a small screwdriver. I got a couple of them. They still barely fit in there. All right, just to recap, off the fuse box over there, I got it coming up under the dash, and then it goes, that's 12 volts. It goes to the button, and it goes back down, comes out behind the computer, it comes up, and then it goes to this relay. You don't really need a relay for this. I just had the relay hooked up because I had nitrous. I didn't want the trans brake and nitrous coming on both at the same time. But since it's there, I'm not going to take it off. But anyway, now, and that energizes the relay. But anyway, it's just a 12 volt source that comes through the relay, and then it goes back to the trans brake. Well, it comes to the relay here. Then it comes back to the trans brake on this one. And then the trans brake solenoid is grounded down under there. And then 12 volts goes over here to the blue and white wire. And I just put it right there just because I don't have the battery there. And them screws went in there. And this, I don't know what that's made out of. It's like plastic, but they screwed right in there good, and it holds good. But anyway, and then this harness comes up and it just interrupts where your stock plug-in was. One side goes to the coils, one side goes to the stock harness. Both sides, and it doesn't matter which side's which. And I just zip tied everything back, and yeah, see if it works. Alright, don't pay no mind to the low oil light. The aftermarket pan that's on this car didn't have a spot for that. I think I can ground that wire out. That's different video. I think I can ground that wire out though and make that go away. But now let's hit trans brake. that's to send 12 volts to the trans brake. It's already grounded out, and it'll send 12 volts to that MSD box. We're in drive, hit the brake. We should see the tax off on this car, but we should see about 3,500. There we go. Works. I'm a happy camper. The dog don't like it though. So, like I said in my last video, we're going to be doing a 11.0 index, or I'm going to be doing 11.0 index this weekend, and on 5 pounds of boost with those 2 springs I got, it car run at 10.6. There's supposed to be a 7-pound spring and a 13-pound spring, but both springs, if I got the 7-pound in there by itself or the 13-pound in there by itself, with the wastegate or with the boost controller all the way closed, like lowest boost, it still does 4 or 5 pounds. And then unhooked, they do 7-8 pounds. I'm definitely going to double those up and try to make a real good pass, but I need to get a lower gear because the gears that are in it, it's just winding too much RPM in the quarter mile. It's at like 7,200 RPM at 130 miles per hour. They're 410 gears supposed to be, but I didn't count them, and they act more like 430 gears, and I need like a 355. But anyway, I got sidetracked there. I'm going to put some 3-pound wastegate springs in there and see if we can't dial it in to run dead on 11.0 Friday night, and then Saturday we'll try to run the 11.0 index, see how that works. But there's only 10, 11, 12, and 13 second index classes, so we have to hit within one of those. And this car running 10.0, it'll run a 9 something, I guarantee it, but with it turned all the way up, it's just got too much gear. It's revving too many RPMs running a 10.2. So we'll back it down until we can get a gear change and try to run the 11.0 index. It wouldn't matter if it was 1/8 mile. I'd turn it up and run the 1/8 mile because I don't have to really worry about it so much then. But anyway, y'all like and subscribe and have a great day.